Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea here in Farming Simulator 19. Like that, and then we will nudge forwards a little bit, and like that. Yeah, I'll nudge forwards over to there, and then start that one loading up with seeds, like that, and then we will go, no, not into there, I want to go like that. Right. We need to put some more stuff in for you. The water pump, that one, I'm going to let that one run right down. Well, we're going to let that one run right out empty. That was the plan on there. So I want to have a look in here. Sunflowers require 7 degrees and corn requires 10 degrees. So those two are not going to overlap. Which is actually really good because that means we're only going to need the one planter. We'll have the planter working on the sunflowers first, and when that's finished, the ground will have warmed up enough that we can go and plant our corn a little bit later on. So this next field that we're about to plant at the moment, this one is going to be wanting us close that one out. The quad track has finished that field up there. This field here is going to be barley. Let's squeeze in through there. See, this tractor is not suitable for running backwards and forwards to the farm. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one right here on the edge of the field like this, so that it's sticking out from the edge of the field as well, which I think would be a good thing. And then I'm going to right click like that, and I'm going to click on that little tractor picture over there, and then I'm going to say stop driver. This course play course is not saved, so we will save this course. This is field wait, which field is this? I did this one before I did that one. That's field 8. This is field 7, isn't it? That's right, because that's field 6. Anyway, yeah, and so this is field 7. Have I set that anywhere else? Pretty sure this is field 7 I'm on, so I'm going to go field 7 lime. Save. Right, I've saved that one. Just in case. So field 7 lime, field 7 rake, slurry cultivate. Right, well I know that I had slurry cultivate on both of them. Field 8. I didn't save a slurry cultivate on field 8, did I? I slurry cultivated this one, and yeah, but I didn't rake field 7, the other field, did I? So this is field 7, right. Let's not forget that this is field 7. So you are done, which means that field 8 lime, I am going to need to get that one done now. There's going to be a new course that is going to need to be generated as well. You're just coming up here. Let's just watch this one a minute and see if it will do this corner or if it's going to leave. Is it going to go and back up to the corner and actually get everything? Or is it going to start, like, a little ways off from the corner and cause issues for us? I'd like to be watching that one when it goes past the other side of the island next time round. That one's going to go right back. Oh, ideal. Look at that. Okay, so further into the field, it does a really good job. Let's keep a close eye on that one because I'd like to be watching it when it goes past, like I said, past the island. I just want to make sure that everything does seem to be working correctly over by that island, that we've done the right thing with the amount that we've ploughed up over on that side, because we brought it right in from the edge of the field, and then we were right out to the very edge of the field, weren't we? And so we've changed that around a little bit, and I want to make sure that we have actually done it right, and I don't need to move it in any further than what it is. I don't think we're going to need to. I think it's actually going to be absolutely fine where it is right now. But there is always the possibility that something's going to have to be done with it. That is loaded. Close that lid down. He's still going. He's absolutely fine up there. So we'll drive this one out to the field. And we can at least make a start on getting this course set up. Now over here. And get this one unloaded. Or starting to unfold, rather. I'm going to bring you over here like this. So it's fairly close to the edge of the field over this side, like that. That's where we're going to start. Now, where are you? You're running down here. Right, let's... I can keep an eye on that one. So I want to go into here, and I don't want any new courses on here. I just want... I've already got the field edge calculated. I don't need to do anything about that. So all I want to do is I want to go to field 7 was the one I generated on there. Yes, that was right. Okay, field 8 is the new one up here. Okay, I didn't say... for a minute I thought I'd called that one field 8, but I hadn't. Same again, we will do 2 headland passes. We're running this one as worked out at 17.9. I don't know if I did that last time or not. And starting location, current vehicle position. And I will just put that as turn, like that. And then generate field course right here. There's the field course generated. That looks absolutely brilliant. I'm hoping that is going to work just fine. So then I will back out of there. Start course this time at first waypoint. So I'll put that over there like that. So I'm back a little bit from it there. And then go here. And then I will say drive course. So at the moment it's a temporary course. I haven't saved it. But there is also now a little bit of overlap on that front bit, which is excellent. Right, well that seems to be going okay. So let's leave that one where he is, and I will head over to this one because I just want to watch and see what happens over here. So he's done a turn there and left a little bit of a mess on that. Over here, going around this edge, there is no mess at all. This is actually absolutely fine. That's fantastic. That is absolutely brilliant. So long as when we come to do our combining, it also does a reasonable job getting around that corner, then there won't be any problems whatsoever. We do have the seed drilling to be done around that island, but that will be when he's doing the land work. He's not going to affect it at the moment. So you can just carry on doing what you're doing right there. Then I'm going to go back to this one over here. And... right. I didn't want to leave that screen open, did I? Right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I want to go to there. And then I want to go into course generation. So this is field 7 in here. So I want to make sure that I load up field 7. And then I want to go to current vehicle position as the starting point. We will knock that down to 14.9. And headland, we will go around like that. Headland passes will be 3 passes with this bad boy. We will go like that. And I will just put that as turn and generate a field course. Right. That's looking pretty good. That looks like a pretty reasonable field course right there. Let's just get rid of that. I'll start this. I'm going to back this one up a little bit. Back into the corner a little bit more. Bring you back this way. Like that. There. Right. I'm going to go from there. And then start course at first waypoint. This one, I'm going to save this one right now. So this is field 7 sowing. There. That's now saved. And drive course. Right. Close that one down there. You will ease up to the edge of the course right there. Hopefully you're not going to cause any problems or do anything peculiar or strange. You don't look like you are. You look like you are just going to go rushing off and do everything that we want you to do. Excellent. So even though I've got that one set at 14.9 rather than the full 15, it's still, like, the edges, it doesn't quite allow for the turn properly, does it? Like, there's some... I mean, I imagine there's a lot of calculations involved, with getting it to run exactly on the field edges. So I imagine that's quite a difficult thing to get set up. But at least it's going. It's travelling forward and it's doing mostly planting. We got barley being planted in here. We got canola being planted in the other field. And we got lime being planted. So we got canola being planted in here. And us running that one up to there. It's got a long run all the way up through here to do. And then I've got the lime being done over there. So I'm just going to let that one carry on and do what that one's doing. And then I want to go all the way up here. We're just finishing our first pass on this field. Big, long field this one is. Once you've done twice around the edge on this field, you've done most of it. How are we looking in here? So we've got a nice planted strip coming up over there. That one is doing absolutely beautifully now. We've got a little bit there and a little bit down. Oh, there's another couple bits over there. So there's a couple bits on the corners that could possibly do with being tidied up afterwards. But generally speaking, they're looking pretty swish. So is these over here. There's nothing there that I need to really worry about. And soil composition. We are going to want to be doing some weed killer across these two fields. Well, actually, we're going to be across these 4 fields here. But we've got that Harvey Rubicon thingy-majiggy, which will do an absolutely wonderful job of that. So we don't need to worry about that very much. That's something that we can get to. Right, now, what are you doing next? You've stopped right there. And now it's coming out this way. Oh, it's turned. Right. But you're going backwards very, very slowly. What are your backwards settings? 8K. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go up to 12K for you. There you go. Because I got it set to start early, like the fertilizer, it does overlap and start that quite early, but I think that's still going to work out being better for us in the long run, having it do that, than it is not having it do that. Because not having it do that, we've already seen, it does slow things, well, not slow things down, it does leave quite a lot of gaps on the field. We've had that all the way through, like when we were doing the cultivating and stuff, you've then got to go back through and you've got to tidy things up a little bit. And I'd rather not. So it was comments that were put in the comment sections on a few of the videos saying, if you want to stop it doing that, then that's, you know, the course of action you need to take is you've got to change that particular setting for when it starts and stops on the end of each row. So hopefully we've got that right. And it does look like the price we pay for that is when fertilizing, it will add a little bit extra fertilizer. It's going to be like overlapping the fertilizer more than we'd really like it to. But I think that is a pretty small price to pay overall. It's very weird watching it go round the corners. Because obviously, like when I go round the corners, it's something that really bugs me with the way that the spreader works. And just like the way that the cone works. When you turn the corner, it leaves that bit. But obviously this is a computer. It doesn't care. So it's not weighed down with things like being concerned about the triangle shapes that are being left on the field. So I don't know if it's going to be leaving small patches around on the field with that. I mean, it might. Then again, it might not. There's no real way of telling at the moment. We'll come back to it, and we will find out later on whether or not it's, like, once it's finished the field, whether it's left those little patches. Let's find out. Okay. Now what are we going to do? We're going to go over here. You are on your second round, and you're doing very, very nicely at the moment. Are you... He's going right out to the corner as well. He is actually pulling right out to the corner on there, which is great. It's leaving a little bit on the edges of the field itself, but that's something that I can live with. Like, right on the very edge boundaries of the field, that is something that I can live with. I personally tend to overlap the edges a lot, but real life you wouldn't do that. Real life you would pull back in slightly rather than overlapping slightly, because otherwise you could end up damaging your seed drill on the outside edge. It's not worth it for an extra 2-inch strip all the way round to damage damage the coulters on the seed drill. It's simply not worth taking that risk. So real life you would pull back in slightly as opposed to like exercising that extra little bit of greed. And this is where I get inundated with the comments in the comment section. Well, no, actually, we grab everything we can. We frequently damage coulters because we do just that. So, yeah, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. It doesn't matter what rule we come up with. There will always be exceptions to it. Matters not what the rule is. Now, I have had people telling me that they don't like these little triangles all over the place, although that does tend to come up more on the time-lapse series because I don't explain it very much on there. It's a seasons thing, right? It's not anything to do with map textures or personal textures or anything like that. It is seasons. It's how they do partial germination. If you've got a dry season and the ground has dried out a lot, then this is, seasons will do this. So I can bring that one up. Like that, and I press and hold there, so that is growth. That's percentage growth. I've got canola planted in here. Soil moisture. No, that's soil moisture. I don't even know what these symbols mean. Right, what do you mean? Elevation. Location. That's got to be percentage growth. 8%, I reckon, is moisture content. Quite what that and that is, I don't really know. Something to do with moisture content, but it's moisture content that you want to be looking at. Because if it gets too low, then the plants don't germinate, or the plants will wither and die. And it's a constant ongoing battle to stop your plants from withering and dying. And there isn't anything you can do about it. There is no form of irrigation that you can use. So all you've got to do is hope that it's going to rain. But if it doesn't, and after, you will get some blank patches where you just got nothing there at all. And those blank patches, there was a few squares on the field, they end up looking like that, and it's just bits where nothing grew. It's just bits where it was planted, but it ended up not growing. So you just get these bare patches on the field, and they look like it's already been harvested. Once the growth stage has gone through, it gives the appearance this right here on the ground, so it looks like it's already harvested. Then the other one is you get patches like that of wilted crop. That is crop that has grown, but then it's gotten too dry, and so it's died because it's not had enough moisture. So you'll get a few patches like that, and depending on the soil moisture, depending on the temperature when you plant, and a whole load of other factors as well, does depend on how many of those patches and how widespread they are across the fields. So that's the way that Seasons deals with all of those little input factors and things that do affect farms in real life. It's just that they do it, that they can only really do it in chunks. They can't just sort of lower the yield across the entire field. So they just remove chunks of it as kind of a compromise method of doing it, which it does work fairly well. You are losing out a little bit on some of your yield and things like that, which I think is quite a cool thing. You're still going absolutely fine. I'm going to go on this way, on a little bit further. We've now started on our land work, and you can see we are leaving the odd little patch on here, and you can see right there, a little tiny patch over there, a couple of little bits here. Honestly, with lime, I don't think it's worth bothering going back over and correcting all of those, so I'm not going to, but maybe it would be something that we should do. We're moving over that way. I'm going to have to go and reload this one in a minute. This field's bigger than I thought it was. So yeah, there's tiny little bits going to be on the ends of some of the rows. It looks like it does try to turn a little bit sooner than I would like it to when it reaches the end of the row. Let that one run up through to there, and... oh no, that was not. It's only because it was on an angle then. That must have been why, just because it was on an angle. So I'll let you do your... This one will go through another couple of turns, and then when we get up over there, we'll be quite low on the overall amount that's left in this spreader. I'll then run over, top it back up again, and that'll be enough to finish this field without any hiccups, without any issues, I would have thought. Though I could do it once it does another 2 passes. Don't know yet. Not quite decided what I want to do. Tell you one thing I could do while I'm herring down across this field. I don't know if you can do this while you're driving along. Looks like you can. I want to save this one. This is field 8 lime. Field 8 lime. Like that. There. So I've now got an actual proper name for this course. It is fully saved. The other 2 courses should be saved as well. So I've got field 6 sowing and field 7 sowing. And then I've got 2 other courses we've done. Field 7 lime, now field 8 lime. And then once we finish these, we've got a new planter over there. It's an 18-meter planter down over there. Once we get that one out, then we'll make new courses for that as well. We'll have field 4, is it, over there, I think? And field 8 will both have a planting course. So we've got sowing and planting. We've just got to remember which way round they are. I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult because we're just calling it the same as what the game does. Planting for corn, sunflowers, that sort of thing. Sowing for cereal crops, basically. That should be fairly simple. I think even I should be able to remember that. Now, canola, the fertilizer on our canola, is actually getting quite low. Right, I mean, this one here, he's doing just fine, and he's on land work already. I'll leave him go. But it's this one up here. I've only got 15% left on my fertilizer on this seed drill. So we're going to be having to run that one back home again pretty soon. I noticed that he did slow down there for a minute. I think that's because he's thinking about when... or maybe not. He will... well, he's going to have to think about it in a minute. Is when we actually get started on doing that bit around the island there. So I reckon we'll have this one. He'll run up the other end of the field. That's going to be about it for fertilizer. We'll have to run back home and get some more. I got a straight choice between running this one home and getting some more, or... actually, I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do with that one. We'll have to see. Running straight back home... I think I will. I'm not gonna bother doing anything extra. I'm just gonna run it straight back home, get the fertilizer in that. So I won't worry about like trying to get a seed tender set up or anything like that. We do have one seed tender thing that we could use that goes onto the front of the telehandler, but I don't think it's worth it. I think we'll just run this one back and we can top it back up. I don't think we need any more seed, actually. I don't think we need any more seed at all. But I'll bring that one up to there, like that. And then I'll let it stop. I'm going to stop driver, like that. And as I'm up here on this corner, I will just do this bit. I could go right out to that corner, but I suspect that if I do that, when I come to harvest, it will end up leaving a bit out there on the edge as well. Because I'm going to be using Courseplay to do the harvesting. Last time I did the harvesting with the AI vehicle extension. This time I'm going to be using Courseplay because I'm going to set a truck up on the side of the field, and I'm going to have the harvester coming out and emptying into that truck. So I'm not going to go and do any extra bits. I will do one extra bit over here, just on that. Like that, because that's just a bit that's missing that shouldn't be missing. And then I will fold this bad boy up, and we'll run back down to the yard. We will top it up. I will fill it right up with seed and fertilizer. It's not going to hurt to have... I should really have filled this one up. I should have folded it up, sorry, up in the field before I started dashing off down here, but I'm sure this will be absolutely fine. Easy does it. Slow down. Slow down. Let's not get too hasty. Going too fast at times. Right, now open that one up and bring it in. This is slightly wrong. I mean, the main reason is because of that tank right there. So I would like to get rid of that one if I can. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I'd like to get rid of that silo there if I can, and move it somewhere else. It would just make life a little bit easier, I feel. Let's move on up there and load up the fertilizer. I'm not quite sure where I want to move it, but if I can have a straight line driving through here, that would be a lot better. What I would probably do, I'm going to go up that way now. I did this last time, didn't I? Drove up over there. It's not really the way to do it. What I would probably do, I think... Like, that tree is probably the most inconvenient tree we could have had. But what I'd probably do with the silo is put the silo here, the extension, close to that one. Have another one of them. I mean, maybe get rid of that one over there altogether and put another one of this style so that we've got 4 silos that are all the same. Put them all together. I think that would be a better option. Putting the 4 of them together. But we've got to have quite low storage in the silos because otherwise it's going to get rid of them. It seems to put a little bit into each of the silos and it doesn't let you do anything else with it. So despite the fact that I've got the... I've obviously got the space in the existing silos. It's not going to recognize that I've got that space in the existing silos at all. It's simply going to say, no, you don't have room, or we want to get rid of it. Right. Now bring you back up here. Now, what I need to do next is I want to go there, and I need to be able to make sure that I pick up the right point on this. Then I will go here, and I will take that to next closest waypoint, and I'll bring you on a little bit further, which I'm hoping will be fine right there. Then go drive course. You should... Yes. Excellent. Right, that is driving the course there. So I'll go down here. Get rid of that. Like that. Now, the next bit that we want to see is what's going to happen around this island. Is it going to be able to cope with the island properly, or is it going to decide that actually doing stuff with that island is just a little bit too much for it to handle? I got that one over there is doing fine. The quad track has just run out of lime. I did mean to keep a closer eye on it than that, but it's... wait for it. Really? It's got to the end of the row, right here, and that's where it's run out. I'm going to stop this driver a second, like that. I didn't mean for it to come all the way up here doing this. I meant to do this one before we got this far, but what's done is done. I'll leave you there a second. You're doing a great job. You are doing absolutely wonderful. I'm really pleased with this one. I also really like this tractor. There's something about this one. I think it's just the way the exhaust pipe is down there. Although I suspect that would be irritating. That's going to mess with your vision. As you're going along, you're going to have this wavy vision right here on that bit. And I suspect that bit would end up becoming irritating. However, it does still look pretty cool. Now, you... I told you, it leaves stripes when you're working on the steep ground. Why? What are you doing here? That is definitely not what is supposed to happen. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, that is definitely something a little bit wrong on there. Stop, driver. So why are you doing it like that? You shouldn't be doing it like that. And then we've also got... I know why. It's because of the way that it came up on there. And then it's got hung up on those trees. I do just want to do this a minute. Well, that's about all we've got time for in today's episode. So we're going to go and take a little bit of a break. We need to chill out on the beach, relax, and build up some strength. So while we're doing that, if you've enjoyed the episode, then could you please head down below and give us a like? And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.